Hello everyone, welcome to a brand new edition of This Week in Comics Rebirth Legacy Episode 1. You got all that?
No.
Rebirth like DC, Legacy like Marvel.
So what's the legacy number?
60.
60.
60, because we did 7 in the first year, 52 in the next year, because it's weekly and that's how many weeks there are.
Yeah.
Then this is 1. You put them together, that makes 60. It's a bit Scott Steiner, but correct.
Yes.
So
Steiner math.
So let's look at all the comics out this week. And it's a bit of an odd week. Well, not all of them, but some of them. The comics we really like from this week.
Okay.
Bit of an odd one because very few books shipped last week. DC managed to miss New 52. Sorry, week 52.
Probably for the best.
Just falls out.
They're very
You noticed that we're doing a reboot after 52 as well. We did 52 and now we've rebooted.
Yeah.
Comics. Yeah, so but we start January and it's a 5-week month. So yeah, it's DC's quite spread out. We're getting some stuff that would have shipped at the end of last month, shipping at the beginning of this month.
Yeah.
Some books will ship 3 times from DC this month. Crazy. So let's have a look. Let's see what comics there are.
Let's do it.
So my top pick from the first week of January 2019 is Conan the Barbarian, issue 1, legacy number 276. Is that counting all the Dark Horse stuff or just the original Marvel stuff?
Don't know.
Answers on a postcard, please. So what's good about this is, it's pretty cool if you're into Conan. Marvel have got the license now and they're starting again from scratch. For me, what's really cool is Jason Aaron's going on to the book.
He is.
That to me is the major selling point. Marvel being Marvel, next month we have a new Conan issue 1.
Yep.
And then the month after that we have a new Conan issue 1 in the form of a mini-series they're starting.
Blimey.
So they're already kind of bogging people down before we've even out of the gates.
Yeah.
It's not the best Marvel. So because of that, we're only really pushing this. We're only pushing Conan the Barbarian, issue 1, written by Jason Aaron, because it's Jason Aaron, and his Avengers run's great, his Thor stuff's great. We just like Jason Aaron.
It's his dream project as well.
It is. And he said he did basically threaten Marvel, if you let anyone else do this book, he was going to go all crom on them. Oh, it's violent, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite, yes.
Blimey.
But if that's not enough Conan for you,
It's not.
True Believers,
Oh,
some reprints of the old stuff from Marvel Comics Group.
so there you go. I wonder if they're still around.
I don't know.
So yeah, Marvel are reprinting a bunch of the old Conan stuff that they've had sat in their vaults for years. They've not really been able to do much with, and they're reprinting them for £1 each. So if you're not sure if a $5 brand new issue 1's for you, try some old Conan, see how you get on. I mean, Conan's a bit of a comic grandpa by now, right? I mean, for a licensed property, he's probably
he's done
been
alright, hasn't he?
the longest running licensed property in comics.
Yeah.
You know, you don't see too much of Magnus Robot Fighter.
No, he's not really doing a lot these days.
And the other one who had the N64 game.
Turok.
Yeah.
Dinosaur Hunter.
Where are they now? Conan, Marvel.
Smashing it.
What have you got, Pete?
I have got lots of things, but right now I'm going to talk to you about Heroes in Crisis, issue 4.
I feel like we talk about this every month as soon as it comes in. It is a
It's
big one.
exciting.
It is a big one.
Everyone's loving it.
It's actually our best-selling book. This outsells Doomsday Clock.
Does it?
Yeah, who saw that coming? I think it helps that it actually comes out.
That does help
Yeah.
boost the sellings.
Boost the
Boost
sellings.
the sellings. Yes,
Boost the
right.
sellings in 2019.
Sales is the word I was going for.
No.
But yeah, I'm sure you're reading Heroes in Crisis. But if you're one of the 3 people that isn't, you should be, because it's a big DC event. It's a little bit dark, it's a little bit grim, it's a little bit gritty. But it's Tom King, and he knows what he's doing.
He does, yeah, and he totally used to be in the CIA.
Totally did.
So let's shut that down, that rumour.
Yeah.
That he wasn't.
Not rumour.
No.
Fact.
Fact.
But yeah, Heroes in Crisis, this is the variant featuring Aquaman losing his hand. Lost that because a villain called Chabadi took his ability to control fish.
Yeah.
Made a load of piranhas eat his hand.
Yeah. So usually in that situation he'd say,
Stop
"Oi,
it.
piranhas,
Yeah.
don't eat my hand."
Couldn't.
Has it happened so often to him?
Yeah.
But in this they just didn't listen.
Didn't listen.
Irony.
But Heroes in Crisis, hopefully we'll find out more about who's been killing off all our favourite heroes. And some others that aren't our favourites.
But no spoilers.
No spoilers.
Let's move
I
on.
don't think spoilers in it.
Spoiler. Stephanie Brown.
Yeah.
Next. Here's an odd one, Pete. You're used to comics being adapted from video games.
Yes.
You're used to comics being adapted from books.
Yes.
Yeah, movies, that's quite common.
Yeah, common.
Yeah. This one's adapted from a podcast that won lots of awards. So yeah, Wolverine: The Long Night was apparently a podcast Marvel put out, which did very, very well. Yeah, people talked about it, people liked it, and eventually people went, well, see, look, I'm not making it up, based on the Marvel podcast.
He's right.
Learn more at wolverinepodcast.com.
Good website.
That's www.
World Wide Web, that stands for.
Yeah, you remember when you used to have to type that every time?
Yeah.
And some people still think you
Still
do.
do, yeah.
Oh, it's uppercase. Should mention that as well.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, basically the way we're looking at it is, if you feel like Return of Wolverine is taking too long to return, it
He's
really
still
is.
not
It's,
back
no,
yet?
he's still. It's just, we're not in. We're halfway. We're 3
Come
issues
on,
in out of
Logan,
5.
pull your finger out.
And this all started with Marvel Legacy, which was like August 2017.
Wow.
It was like Wolverine's coming back. Where is he? But in this, he's just back,
He's
and
there.
it's not controversial. It's just a comic with Wolverine in it. It looks a bit like a lot of those kind of grim snow movies we've had recently, where it's like, oh, someone's been killed. There's blood in the snow.
Home Alone.
Investigate. Wasn't thinking Home Alone.
Right.
Was thinking more that one with Hawkeye and Scarlet Witch in it.
Of the Avengers.
No.
I don't know it then.
Oh. Answers on the postcard because I've forgotten what it's called. If you like your murder mysteries in the cold and the snow with Wolverine in it, then well, this one
Niche.
really, yeah, it is niche, but this one ticks those boxes. So
It's for you.
Marvel, they cover every base.
Got you covered. So, we were just talking about a comic adapted from a podcast. We also mentioned comics adapted from video games,
We
such
did.
as Halo
And Turok.
and Turok. But mostly Halo, Lone Wolf, issue 1. Is it a mini-series? Is it an ongoing?
They're always miniseries.
They're
They
always
tend to do 3 or
miniseries.
4, then on to the next.
Okay, but this features a lady in the armour of the Spartans, I do believe they're called.
That's correct.
Yeah. So if you like Halo, which everyone likes Halo, don't they?
Everyone likes
We
Halo.
like Halo.
Yeah, up to 3 anyway.
Yeah.
4,
Not so much.
no.
5.
Still in shrink wrap. No, genuinely, it
Ah.
is. Yeah.
Awkward.
So.
But don't keep this comic in shrink wrap because it would be bad for it. But also because you want to read it, and people like Halo. And when you've read it, you can bag it and board it, but not in shrink wrap. Use a comic bag and backing board that have been chemically treated to keep your comics safe, well, and good.
Do you rebag all your comics every 3 years?
Of course,
Yeah, everyone does.
it's just normal.
It would be
normal
insane
behaviour.
not to. Absolutely everyone, every 3 years.
I
Everyone
think
swaps it.
they'll be all right.
Yeah, I think they're fine. I think that's fine. Cool.
Halo.
Hello. Okay, so another big book from Marvel this week
Same size as all the others.
is Infinity Wars, Issue Infinity, #1, one shot, which is the end of the story.
It's confusing, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is a bit. But basically, Marvel do these checklists. So
You can tick them off.
there was a lot of
Devalue
books
your
in
comic.
Infinity Wars. This is officially the last part of Infinity Wars. You had issue 6 a couple of weeks ago before Christmas. Then you've got Infinity Wars Infinity. Well, that wraps it up. So what's next?
Who
Guess there's a
knows?
new Guardians issue 1, isn't
Oh,
there?
yeah, it's got to be, hasn't there?
And-
There actually is.
Yeah, there is, yeah.
Yeah, there is,
And
yeah.
Wolverine in the Infinity Watch, issue 1. That's coming soon as well.
Ah.
So I think that's going to directly continue on. But yeah, if you want to wrap up your Infinity Wars, this is, of course, match to orders. If you get Infinity Wars, you already get Infinity because it's the end of the series, despite its confusing numbering. That's it. You're all done. We can move along.
Hooray!
Yay! What have you got, Pete?
I've got a book that is counting down to issue 1000. It's Detective Comics issue 995.
And of course, it's written by Tomasi, who came on 994.
We did?
That was a big jumping on point for us. We kind of increased our numbers for Detective massively. So yeah,
Yeah, it's an exciting issue. There's a murder in Wayne Manor, and from the cover, it looks like Alfred is in a little bit of trouble.
so I noticed it says on there 995, 996, 997, countdown to.
Countdown.
That's counting up.
Let's count up.
That's counting up to 1,000.
DC.
They just don't know anymore, do they? Ever since they started numbering comics backwards, they've just confused themselves.
Remember that?
Countdown. Yeah, that was actually a countdown, not a count
That
up.
actually was.
Yeah.
They probably should have called it Count Up. And
But the main reason I wanted to talk about this book this week is we had all the covers for issue 1,000 revealed this week,
yes,
didn't
we did. Yeah.
So, 1,000 is just like, what, 2 and a bit months away.
Mhm.
It's going to be a big deal for us, much like last year's Action Comics 1,000. We will be ordering as many comic covers as we can because they're doing one for 30s, one for 40s, one for 50s, one for 60s, one for 70s, etc. 80s, 90s, Millennium, 10s. There's a Jim Lee cover though. That's
Ooh,
the one people are going to go
people
for,
want.
isn't it? That's the main cover. So if you like your Jim Lee on your Batman, and we know you do, then you're going to be down for Detective Comics. But this is the time to come in for that story, because Tomasi, rumour is he's staying on Detective Comics for a while, so you want to be getting on this.
Good news.
Good news, yeah, he is a solid writer.
It's great.
But that's it for new comics this week, really, isn't it? There wasn't a huge...
That's all the big ones.
Yeah, so we should probably move on to graphic novel picks.
Let's do that.
All right.
All right.
So I'm going to talk about a graphic novel
Okay.
that I didn't discuss when it was in single issues.
Ooh.
Death of the Inhumans. So I've been, yep, there's no point talking about it now, is there? Spoiler.
Ruined it.
So I've not been a big Inhumans fan, at least not since the Great Paul Jenkins
Yes.
Jay Lee series. That's probably 20 years ago.
That was an early Marvel Knights book,
It
wasn't
was,
it?
yeah, so 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. But Marvel have done a lot of work with Inhumans recently. Kind of tried to force them on people a little bit to
really
replace X-Men.
Yeah.
Didn't really work. Even in the TV shows, didn't really work. The show just failed miserably.
Good, didn't it?
But this, Donny Cates, who's been doing Venom and other stuff, he's been doing a lot of good stuff.
Yes.
While no one was paying attention, he wrote a damn good Inhumans book. So not many customers got this as it was coming out monthly, but everyone who did get it just loved it, and it was at the top of their read pile. They raved about it. They always told me how good it was and that we should get this in.
Everyone raved about Inhumans and then kill him off.
Yeah. So just in time for them to die. But you know what? I know a lot of you didn't read this because we didn't sell many of them. But now is your chance. All 5 issues of Donny Cates' award-nominated, I don't know if it won anything, but award-nominated series, Death of the Inhumans, from Donny Cates. If you've been enjoying his stuff, and he's been doing a lot lately, hasn't he?
Is that by Donny Cates?
Donny Cates. Have I said right?
No.
I'll make sure I write it in the blurb as well,
that,
just
yeah.
so people know. Yeah. Death of the Inhumans.
Donny
There it
Cates.
is. Donny Cates.
So, to wrap up,
Yep.
we have a trade paperback, part of one of the biggest crossovers of last year. It's The Road to Metal, Dark Days. You probably all read Metal, but if you didn't, if you're one of the few that didn't, it's come out in a handy trade paperback format. It has been available in hardcover for a little while.
It has been, yeah. Or April last year it would have been. So if you can say $10 now, buy softcover.
Going softcover. It's comic size rather than the oversized hardcover, but it's got the preludes to Metal and some random stuff as well, such as issues of Final Crisis and the guidebook to Multiversity. And
all the pieces matter, apparently.
Apparently they do.
Apparently.
So DC have got you covered. Any slight hint of Metal is in that. So that's the lead up. Then you've got the trades for the other bits. There's 2 other.
Yeah,
volumes.
the other. So the Resistance was done as a trade straight away, no hardcover for that one.
Right.
But we know that the Metal series and Dark Knights Rising are coming as softcovers as well.
There you
So,
go.
yeah, get on board. They'll all fit on your shelves, same size.
Beautiful.
Which is more than can be said for the hardcovers, which are all over the place size-wise.
But yeah, very popular series. Like I say, if you haven't read it, this is a perfect chance to jump in, find out who the Joker that laughs is. He's that big cult character that's come out of it.
Yep,
The
yep.
Batman who laughs, sorry, not the Joker who laughs.
That's right.
The Joker who laughs is just the Joker.
Yeah, pretty much. And of course, everything that happened here, started here, we're still getting the ramifications now in Justice League and in the new Age of DC Hero stuff. So
and
yeah,
Titans.
and Titans. So yeah, get on it if you haven't already.
Like a car bonnet. Get in there like swimwear.
Is that your only limerick today? Have you got any others?
Nah, giving that up on those.
No
New Year's
more.
resolution.
All right. I think we should just end then.
See you later then.
All right. Thanks for watching.